Hi all, my name is Harvey Harvey for short, and this video is about doctors. It's National Doctors Day today, and what better way to celebrate them than with some art. Now, I've taken some of my favorite songs that center around doctors, and we're going to make character designs. When I think of pop culturally, the most relevant doctors, we have, of course, Dr. Phil, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Doctor Who, the doctor from the Operation board game. There's lots of doctors. There's a lot of doctors. But we are going to be actually dealing with what I have always seen in terms of songs, the most popular one, and that is Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. Alright, so for Dr. Feelgood, what I was wanting to do is the original song basically goes on about, if you listen to the lyrics and know the history with Motley Crue, it's about a Dr. Feelgood is about feeling good relating to illegal substances, let's say. And when I hear Dr. Feelgood, I think of like a sex god, like this insanely sexy kind of a doctor. So when I was coming to this design, I kind of wanted to have this idea for him. I didn't give him enough muscles to where, like, to me, he'd be like super, like, over the top sexy. I gave him enough muscles towards, like, he's, a muscly kind of doctor. So this was kind of a struggle out for me in the beginning because when I draw like full body and kind of go in detail with bodies, I don't do male bodies, especially not muscly male bodies, because I don't know muscles. I don't draw male bodies very well, as is evident here. This doesn't really look the best, but I still thought it was kind of coming along pretty well. So like I said, I kind of wanted to come across with this, he's just a sexy sex god. How many more times can I say sex? Basically with this, I was going to have him with a lab coat on top, but I'm like, let's have all the muscles, show all the muscles. So he's got his slacks, his socks, and his loafers. And the loafers I'm drawing here, they look like little slip-on loafers, which I'm like, this isn't really going to fit this doctor. So I go back later and change that. But with these muscles, at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, these don't look half that bad. But for the most part, it could be a lot better. And also I could not draw a six-pack, so that is absent from the drawing. There's no nipples and there's no six-pack. So for those looking for it, keep on looking. I also do add in the stethoscope for actual like doctor kind of things. Also, it's just a shirtless man. And then here in a little bit, I'm also going to add in his like badge, his like name tag badge. But we are going to work on the face here. I took the image of how I had the face for the head and just grew it, made it large, and started sketching out how I wanted the face to look. Because I wanted him to have this like seductive kind of look to his face. I didn't fully know what I was doing. I was going to do some hair, but I'm like, the hair is going to ruin it. I'm not doing that. So have the head kind of going on here all for the most part. I had some more details like I had some earrings, and before I go in with like fully kind of more defined to the sketch before I end up going in with the inking here. So the inking for the most part isn't too difficult with how I'm supposed to get this all stuff done. But, I also did move the stethoscope because the stethoscope, how it was in front of the body, it made it to me, because it's flat, it made it to me feel it was very much a part of his body, like a wire with this suction cup. I'm like, I don't like that. I didn't like that. But overall, kind of how it's shaping up, just kind of finish up the inking here, and then we'll get into the color here in a bit. I really love how this is all kind of coming together. And the color choice I used with the blue of the pants, just kind of just a generic general color. The skin tone, I wanted to have more of this, not quite tanned, but tanner hues to it, kind of like a more tanned Mr. Clean. I especially think that with the piercings in the ear. But then kind of while we're wrapping it up here, it's looking pretty good. I'm really liking how this all kind of came out. It's pretty defined. I'm kind of like loving the end result here, and it's just really good. I really think this turned out really well with bringing to the forefront what I was trying to accomplish with him being this kind of sex god, but also a doctor. I don't know what kind of doctor. I'm assuming with the stethoscope, something with the heart. I'm assuming. But I really liked how this came out. But now we're going to move on to the next design. All right, so the next design we're working with here is one of my favorite songs that's on my Spotify right now, which is Aqua's Dr. Jones. I love this song. Love, love, love this song. So for those who don't know, if you're not familiar with Aqua, Aqua is the band who did Barbie Girl. So pretty popular for having that song, but they've had a couple other big hits. One of them, to me, is Dr. Jones. I love Dr. Jones. So with the song Dr. Jones, with my inspiration, it is quite bright, poppy. I think it came out, I want to say late 90s. So with the look for this doctor, this would be a female doctor, and kind of how the look of it is just very kind of, I have like the stars, so it's very, the peace sign, very kind of like cutesy, still quite professional, but kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit with like this huge, insane, like ponytail in the back and with these sparkles off on the side, kind of like pushing the expectations of that. So this was pretty fun. Tried to make kind of like bright, poppy, colorful kind of a look to it. When we'll see when we get to the color. But the pose I had a lot of fun with. It's just the only thing that I really didn't enjoy with this pose is that these hands look abhorrent. These hands look awful. Do not look at these hands. The peace sign, that's the better hand. I mean, the other hand that has the clipboard, like that hand looks disgusting. When the piece is finished, do not look at that hand. It is just rotted. Currently right now we're going through and believe now working on the inking, getting that taken care of here. And this one was, I would say this was the most complicated of all the looks, character designs I did, because this one just had a lot more detail and a lot more things I want to look right and correct with this character. But I do really love how this came out. I love the clipboard. You can see on the clipboard it's got like a broken bone on it. So maybe this doctor deals specifically with broken bones? I don't know. I don't know health things or doctors or things like that. So, oh, my apologies. Now we're going with the inking. Before it was just more sketching. So now we're going in with the inking and kind of wrapping everything up here. So with this doctor, as you can see, they have the lab coat, and they do have their badge kind of pinned onto the lapel of their coat. And I do have these like cutesy little, kind of silly little stars off on the side too. And with these colors, I thought that'd be kind of interesting because Dr. Jones, I think of Dr. Jones, I hear Short Round in Temple of Doom saying Dr. Jones. So the color choice I want to go for this, I wanted the brown to kind of go back and like hark back to Indiana Jones, the brown of the pants, that kind of the pinstripe in that, also kind of that creamy tan kind of look. The yellow in the hair I wanted to echo back to like his shirt was kind of this faded cream beige kind of color. The red shirt, and with the design of the red shirt, I wanted to kind of reference visually one of my favorite moments of Indiana Jones, which is in the beginning of Temple of Doom, where Lily Scott is doing the performance of Anything Goes in Shanghai, and she has this gorgeous red outfit on. So I kind of want to go for that. And this coat, I kind of wanted, of course, it to be white, but I don't know. The lapels, I mean, not the lapels, the shoulders, I want them to kind of bunch a little more like a suit jacket, because the white reminds me of, going back to that same film, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, referencing to Indiana Jones's white dinner jacket that he has. So this was overall a very, very fun one to do. It's my favorite one that I did. This next one is probably my second favorite. Like, a lot of these are really good, but this one, I just love the shape and how she's kind of walking. The hands, like I said, do not look at the hands. I repeat, do not look at the hands. But everything else, I really love with this. Really love with it. But let's move on to our last design. All right, and lastly here we have the third song, which is Dr. Worm by They Might Be Giants. This one is a very unique song. It's very a bananas kind of song, but I personally think this, when I heard this song, this was the first song that I really thought about when it came to the whole doctor thing, and then I realized about those other songs. So this is a very fun design. I kind of wanted to make this kind of stuffy, buttoned up, professional seeming doctor, but they are a worm. They are a worm. With this doctor, what I did realize when I got done basically with the design is that I didn't really have a spot for the ID or the badge for the doctor. So this basically is just the design. Very kind of, I liked the design of with these the shoes with these just kind of basic slacks. Like I said, a buttoned up lab coat. This color choice of this shirt with the tie. I didn't want to do it for the tie, but the shirt, I'm like, what if I do like that weird, like, it's not toothpaste green, but it's like that weird shade of green that like scrubs usually are. So did that for the shirt color, and then I figured the yellow would pair well with the green, so went with that with a little bit of design in there. And then they have this needle, because I'm like, I didn't want them to have like the stethoscope. I didn't want them to have a clipboard. I wanted to have something different. So I'm like, oh, do like a needle with like some sort of helpful liquid in there. I don't know what this green stuff could be. I decided, I'm like, oh, let's make it green, make it a little radioactive looking, just something fun. So that was kind of silly. And then, of course, actual worms aren't this bright pink, but what we see in a lot of like media with like cartoons and kind of things, they are the kind of this brighter pink kind of colors. So I came in with that, and they have the big like doctor headgear thing where I think it's supposed to be like a mirror. So it was just fun. This was a fun one. I really like this one. But this is all of the looks all together. I think they all look great. I'm a big fan of all of them. Please let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I'm partial to Dr. Jones because I just liked drawing this one and the coloring, but I also love Dr. and I also liked Dr. Feelgood. I love all of these. I think they all came out really great. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe, please like the video, please share it. Anything that can help out the channel, I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.